What is up, everybody? I I had seen this not too long ago. It says that 19-year-old pilot Ethan Guo must pay 30,000 to a charity after illegally landing in Antarctica. He was detained for 6 weeks while trying to fly to all 7 continents to raise 1 million for cancer research. Which, if you guys do not know this guy, he's obviously an influencer. He was trying to make it to all 7 continents, obviously, like it just said, and it's for charity, which that's dope. You don't really see a whole lot of like teenagers slash people that are like early 20s really doing fundraiser things, which huge shout out to this guy, huge props. Like, let's get it. But if you guys do not know this guy, he had supposedly got stranded in a portion of Antarctica that was run by, I want to say, South America. I could be wrong. It could be a whole different country. Um, let's see real quick. Was obtained by which country? Let's see here. So, it's an American pilot influencer who is attempting to fly. Okay, that like Google. I swear, even though you're good at what you do, you're dumb as shit. Chilean? I'm pretty sure Chilean is South America. I probably spelled that wrong. Yeah, South America. Okay. So he was obtained in a part of Antarctica that was run by the Chilean government, which like a lot of people were like very confused about this because Antarctica is supposed to not be run, controlled, like have like if you land on it, I think the worst that's supposed to happen, and this speculation. I haven't ever been there. I would need to do more research on this, but I'm pretty sure that it's like you go there, but like you are instantly made leave. Like I think that's what it is, unless like you are a part of the army base, or maybe you have like permission by the army base. Like somebody can let me know in the comments if you guys want to, because I'm not going to sit and go farther into this. I just want to talk about this. But uh, so he was detained, which it said like for like a few weeks, or I think it might have been almost a month. It was charged on the 29th. Ah, yeah, so like 3-ish weeks, I'm gonna say. Which either way, it's not right. Um, but yeah, like it's messed up because like I don't think that you're like allowed to like detain people unless like you know that they are doing some sort of like criminal activity type stuff, or if you think they're there suspiciously, which he could have been there suspiciously, because the factor of like he was flying to these places, like nowadays there are a lot of not mentally smart people in the world, who go to other countries and decide to terrorize them for some reason, which who knows or whatever what why people decide to have brains like that, but we are just gonna get into this, bro. I don't know why this does this every time, bro. Every time. Like, okay, let's see. We'll just do this because, like, for some reason, like, see if we can go in this one. My bad, everybody. I don't know why my computer's being broken with its brain today. I so can't stand these fucking websites. Disable your ad blocker. Disable your ad blocker. Stop popping up stupid ads, bro. So, what was intended as a fundraising mission became a nightmare for American teen influencer Ethan Go, who has been stuck in the remote location in Chilean territory in Antarctica since June. Last year began a journey to become the youngest person to fly solo to all 7 continents. The trip also aimed to raise 1 million for childhood cancer research through St. Jude's Hospital Research Hospital. Guo flew his Cessna 182Q to North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Europe before landing in Antarctica. Prosecutors said he was authorized to fly to the Chilean city of Punta Arenas. I probably butchered that, but it's good, which is often used as a base for excursions to Antarctica. Authorities said Guro provided false flight plan data and traveled to King George Islands. Guo's flight plan only included his land in Punta Arenas. Authorities said Chile claims ownership of the island, which is about 75 miles off the coast of Antarctica. So I mean, maybe he really did, like go off course of where he was supposed to go, but like I don't think that that should have been the case, or not the case, but like the what's the word we're looking for? I'm not sure. I don't think that it was right that they had detained him. Like, yes, he may have done something that they didn't want him to, but what they should have done is been like, you need to leave. Do you need fuel? If you need fuel, we will give it to you, but you need to leave. Like you are not allowed to be here. You are not permitted to be here. You need to leave. Like I understand that like people are gonna be arresting people because they think people are doing suspicious stuff, but they could have at least asked him. Like they could have tried to communicate with him. Like they may have afterwards, but like they should have like figured out what he was doing there, why he landed. Which I know governments don't have to do that. They can do what they want. They can just grab you on up if you're doing something that they don't like and straight to jail. I get it. But he was already on this giant adventure to try to do stuff for cancer, like and like just because his well, I mean it says that it did say that he provided false flight plan data, which that could be false on their side too. They wanted to make it look a little less like it was their fault, type of anything. Um, I don't know why it matters, why like it really mattered that he landed on said island, which he said which is about 75 miles off the coast of Antarctica, which I don't care about this. Let's see here a minute. Is that what it said? I forget what I don't know. King George Island. There we go. So let's see. But it still says that it's a part of Antarctica. Okay, that's just what I was like curious. I was like, is it still a part of Antarctica or which it says it is. So I mean, I guess like they just didn't want him to do it, but like, what is the point? Like of them arresting him? Like he landed like a little bit in another spot. Yeah, and also, what could possibly be the issue of this is that he could have literally not known that he wasn't. Yeah, no, I want to see what this other place is. So we know where King George Island is. I would like to see. So this over here, where this place is, this isn't even in Antarctica. So why would he want to go? Like I understand, like he wasn't permitted to go here, but why would he want to go here, which is not a part of Antarctica whatsoever? I mean, like maybe this is where he landed in Chile for the South America. You know, like, and that's where he was permitted. But Antarctica is not the same as this. Like it said, or Punta Areas, Magdalene. I don't know how you pronounce that. And Chilean Antarctica region, Chile. Okay, maybe I. So he literally wanted to go actually to Australia, actually to Antarctica. He didn't want to go to the south part of South America. Like that's literally not Antarctica. Like he wanted to go to all the continents. Like the only thing that you can really say is that he should have landed just anywhere else. American part of Antarctica. Let's see. How far away was he? He literally should have just went over this way a little bit. He should have just went a little farther to the USA version instead of dealing with them. Why did that pop up over there? Was you see that? Like I go to click on this for some reason it pops over there inside of Africa, like right in here. That's a little weird. But yeah, like he literally should have just went a little farther south or wherever he needed to, just so he could get to Antarctica. Like that's just dumb, bro. Like let's get on the rest of this. Gua was detained at the airport on King George Island on June 29th. He was charged with handling false information to ground control and landing without authorization, both breaches of the Chilean Aeronautical Code. The code calls for short-term imprisonment or a fine for anyone who lands on the country's territory without authorization. Blah, blah. Chilean prosecutor Christian Cristoso also said that Guo violated multiple national and international rules governing access to Antarctica and the routes used to travel there. The unauthorized flight posed safety risks for other air travels. I mean, did he really though? Because I don't know of a whole lot of planes that are flying anywhere from the south to Antarctica. And like I don't know how accurate this is, but we could take a little check at this and we could go look down south at all this said air traffic that's supposedly all over the place. Oh, we got some volcanoes popping on the map. Hey, yo. Didn't realize that this map showed all this. So, all right, here, let's see here. See how much air traffic we got rolling around down here. Falkland Islands. I'm not seeing a whole lot of air travel down here. I mean, maybe it doesn't show us the. Try to see here. 'Cause I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's just these. Like which it could be any of. All right, there it is. Yeah, I'm not seeing much air traffic flying around down through here. Maybe they're not allowed to show the airspace down here because it's Antarctica, but like even in here, because here's Chile. It's this thing here. Like majority of all of their aircrafty stuff is up closer to the top. Yeah, see Chile. Like I'm not seeing too much down here unless that's just a factor of they just can't show it because militariness or whatever. But anyway, let's get into the rest. Since being charged, Guo has stayed at a military base on the island. He was forced to stay there, or he was not forced to stay there, only to remain in Chilean territory, but because of the severe winter in the part of the southern hemisphere, there haven't been any available flights he could take. that kind of sucks. Like for sure, like that sucks. Like if you can't like if you're stuck whatever there because of snow and all that. And like I bet you he probably didn't travel the best or pack travel wise the best. Like he probably thought he was gonna go there and come back and he was probably having to like get like all kinds of clothing and stuff so he could survive down there. Cause I bet you it's like negative 100 degrees down there, bro. Gua was unable to fly his Cessna. Christosos told reporters on Monday that Gua's plane does not have the compatibilities to make a flight, but did not provide more details. Why does his plane not have the right compatibilities to make a flight when he flew to the six other continents? Well, did maybe something happen in Antarctica with the plane? Did the snow and stuff do something? Did Chilean government themselves do something? Like, little interesting right here for that detail. And for you to also not provide more details really makes it be like, did you guys take his plane? Did the factor that it sat there for so long in the snow and frigid temperatures of Antarctica, did it like mess with it? Like, there's some susness there. On Monday, a judge dropped the charges against Guo as part of an agreement with his lawyers and Chilean prosecutors. The agreement requires Guo make a $30,000 donation to a children's cancer foundation within 30 days to avoid a trial. He must also leave Chile as soon as conditions allow and is prohibited from re-entering Chilean territory for 3 years. Wow, man. I mean, like, huge props, to Chile or whatever for not doing some more craziness about this. The 30,000 donation to children's cancer is a huge plus, like that really is a huge plus. Hopefully this guy can do it in 30 days. I mean, if he doesn't have any of his equipment to be able to make content or to be able to like film and be like, "Hey guys, I'm okay," like you guys could stop worrying or any of that other stuff, it's like how's he supposed to make all this money if he was detained and all this other shit, which he's free. Like he's free to go, but if he's still stuck in Antarctica and the conditions are still frozen down there because the northern hemisphere is dealing with summertime, so the southern hemisphere is dealing with wintertime. So I could only imagine that Antarctica, like I said earlier, is probably like negative 100 degrees. So he may be lucky to get out of there anytime soon. But in that case, the Chilean territories will just literally have to deal with him until he can actually leave because like he's free to go. He's been free to go. Just for some reason, Chile won't give him the transportation to get him out of there since they don't want him there. But at the same time, they're like, well, you can't fly your plane because it magically doesn't work anymore or something. Like that's a little sus, whatever, to Chile. Like just just as a thought process there. Like I mean, like it's glad. I, it's glad. Yep. I'm glad that they didn't do like make this way worse. Like 30,000 donations. That's just good. Like he was already planning on doing I think like 100,000 or something. I don't remember. I think we just read it too, and I forgot. Uh, 1 million. So yeah, like he's gonna be like doing like 1 million and like 330,000 now, or 1,030,000 now for all charity. Which I mean, hey, if that's what he wants to go for, more power to him. I wonder if he's gonna do like if he's gonna. I mean, like he's planning on doing 100 million. So like, would that 100 million? count if he does get it? Does this count a part of that, or does this count separately? Like that's something I wonder. Let's see here. The prosecutor said Guo must pay off all costs for his aircraft security and personal maintenance during his stay at the military facility. He also needs to cover all expenses for his return. Guo told the Associated Press in a text that he was relieved by the outcome. Yeah, like, cause like he could have just like he could have had to sit there and be like jailed or whatever because of it, and then possibly jailed even longer or whatever, and sent back to South America for his jail sentence and all that instead of being trapped on the island, or they could have had him be locked up on the island, like which I mean he technically kind of has been, if he hasn't had the resources to get out of there. Guo said he is awaiting approval for his departure flight from Antarctica. He is talking with his lawyer to see if there is any way he can continue to fly his Cessna, and said he hopes he can continue with his original mission. Which I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna guess he's already been to all the continents now. Like Antarctica was literally his last one, and it's where he ended up getting stuck. So like I think his original mission should already be completed, but like maybe it's the factor of getting his Cessna from Antarctica back to the U.S. Like it could be that too. But yeah, this is just wild. I don't I my personal opinion, I do not think that they should have like held him there as long as he did. Like if you do not want somebody in your country, or you do not want them to be landing in specific areas, like first find out what they're doing, which I know nobody has to do, but first find out what they're doing. Find out if they are a threat or not, because a lot of these times is that some of these people end up on some of these places, they aren't trying to do anything wrong. They're just trying to either land so they can get fuel, they can get rescued because they got like thrown off a ship somewhere. Like which I'm not saying that anybody did, like just the factor of like people a lot of people don't realize that people wash up on shores of places all the time just because of like wrecks, pirates, whatever else out there, this guy did not do that, such thing. He did not just get washed up. He flew to said place, but I still think that they should have found out why he was there, and be like, oh, hey, you weren't given permission to be here. You need to take your plane and yourself and get out of here right now. There should have, now if he resisted and was like, no, I'm not leaving. I deserve to be here. I'm going to be here anyway. I'm going to do what I want. Yes. 100% lock him up. Take him, throw away the key. But I don't believe this dude was doing this. He was out here trying to raise money for a charity, for child cancer charity, and he was just trying to just visit each continent. But for some reason, all because he decided to land in Chilean Antarctica, they detained him because he missed his mark by 75 miles. You know, yes, I get the factor, like he landed in the wrong place. He was told he could go here. He ended up going here instead. I get it. I get it. Like, you don't have to sit and be like, oh, well, the such and such government doesn't allow such and such. I get it, whatever. But like I said, should have found out why he was there. And if they were going to make him be there the whole time, why can't they give more details on why his plane can't fly? Like it says down here somewhere. That does not have the compatibilities to make a flight, but did not provide more details. But my dude here had flew his Cessna 18Q to North America, South America, Asia, Africa, Australia, and Europe. So you're going to tell me that his plane does not have the capabilities to make a flight, but it made the flight to all the other continents. Like, maybe there was something that was actually wrong with the plane and all that, and that's why. But why not just say that? Like, instead of just being like, oh, it can't do it. Well, why can't it do it? Like, there has to be more to this other than just plain plain no fly. Why doesn't the plane fly? Why doesn't it fly? Like, there has to be a reason why it doesn't fly. It can't just be, oh, it don't fly. That would be like saying that alligators don't bite. The fuck you mean alligators don't bite? I'm pretty sure they do. Same planes fly. Why won't that plane fly? That would just be like, well, why isn't that alligator biting people? Like, common sense isn't so common, it seems. But I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.